What I have observed is that the AAA buyers, they are the ones who are active these days. There indeed is a condo oversupply, pero isolated or confined in a certain market segmentation. Those AAA buyers continue to buy because it's part of their portfolio. Now is the time to negotiate. Guys, Realtor Mike here. In this video, I will share with you the market conditions here in Nuvali based on my recent transactions. Yung observation ko, what properties move? An Abrio lot, a corner lot, a Montecito bungalow, and a central block commercial lot. What I have observed is that the AAA buyers, meaning buyers who are 15 million and up, category. They are the ones who are active these days. These AAA buyers continue to buy despite of yung news about the oversupply of condominiums in the Philippines. Let me tackle that a bit from studies, from Colliers, from Lichu, and from the other reputable real estate research firms. They have discovered that the so-called condominium supply is isolated into certain locations such as Quezon City and the Bay Area, sa Mall of Asia area. Aside from that, the condominium oversupply also confined to a particular market segment. Yung I think 10 to 20 million peso segment. So that's the oversupply part. So there indeed is a condo oversupply pero isolated or confined to the area in a certain market segmentation. So walang total, walang absolute condo oversupply that will have a chain effect na merong real estate bubble crash. I've talked to experts that are very critical of those so-called YouTube experts. I hope hindi ako yon, no? Yung iba na nagre-predict ng very dire negative outlook on the Philippine property which are not substantiated by fact. So, those AAA buyers continue to buy because it's part of their portfolio. Whatever the situation is, because of their excess liquidity, yung kanilang financial advisors are always, they have a template that you put a certain percentage of your money in real estate, a certain percentage in stock, in equities, some in cash. So they continue to have that mindset regardless of the situation. Kahit na political situation, they continue to buy. But these AAA buyers do not just buy, no? Ang na-observe ko rin, another observation with these transactions, no, they look for great value. Yan. For the secondary market, they look for motivated sellers. Kasi madami in the market, so-called, that are not really, the properties are there, are advertised, or even carried by agents and brokers, but they're not really motivated to sell. For example, yung Abrio lot, the seller was really motivated to sell. May purpose pupuntahan yung pera niya. She wanted to expand her business. Yung isa naman, yung sa Montecito, the circumstances was similar, no? She's going back to her country and then she wanted to invest that money to something else, no? Another investment. They really have a purpose on selling. That's why when the seller offered a reasonable price, nag-counter offer ng konti, then they closed the transaction. In terms of buying from the developer, the AAA buyers are looking for great terms or cash discount. Yung Central Block, Ayala Land Estates offered a very generous, I think, 48 months to pay. Then adjusted yung depending on the liquidity of the buyer. That's why the transaction closed very easily because of that. So, yun ang two things. For the secondary market, they look for correctly priced, and then for the ones buying from the developer, they look for generous payment terms. What about the A buyers? Yung A buyers ko are the ones from 10 million to 30 million. I think they are more cautious, no? Observing in the sidelines. They still have the money, but observing these things, no? Yung mga news on the oversupply. But they'll be back. They'll be back soon. I've received some inquiries na and some scheduled for showings on this particular market. So in conclusion, my advice to sellers is that if you really want to sell at this time, price it correctly. Ask your market specialist on the correct pricing. Do not just rely on yung what's online. Normally, what's online, marami kasi doon, naka-advertise 10, 15, 20% more than the actual market price. Market price is the price that the market, the buyers, are willing to pay for the property. In my opinion, overpriced siya. They say, negotiable naman, but there are price points that buyers do not look at it anymore. Pag masyadong malayo to what they feel is the correct price. So, hindi na tinitingnan nun. Price it correctly, ask your area specialist for the correct pricing. My advice naman to the sellers, look for property sellers who are motivated and who have that mindset. They're probably selling because of an objective. They want to invest in a business or buy another property. So ask your area specialist, your broker you trust na, what is the real pricing here, yung market? And someone who knows the area in lack of comps, comparables. Your area specialist whom you trust will tell you anong going rate talaga in the area, to what to buy. Those, yung buyers naman who are looking for properties from the developer, now is the time to negotiate. Before, during the boom times, fixed yan, yung mga cash discounts, yung mga terms. But now that the market is a bit tight, the developers are very generous in terms of cash discounts and the term payment. So, plug in ko yung yung Ayala Estates. They're offering in some of their estates as much as 10 years to pay. Yan. Mostly, there are 4 or 5 years to pay. And pwede pang stretch ng konti yan eh. That's what I heard din. And then they're also open now to adjusting the payment terms subject to the buyer's liquidity. I think it's a great time to buy now. Give me a ring if you're interested. I'll share to you some details. So yun lang. So these are observations from my end. It may be different from someone else's market, Yun ang observation ko, yun ang experience ko this past few months. With the sharing of some partner brokers who specialize also in the area. So yun muna. I hope I provided value to you, in your comments below. Please, let's start a healthy discussion. Again, this is Realtor Mike saying, stay safe and stay in faith. God bless. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Bye.